It's Friday, and I don't know who's gonna be online, but I'm still doing my live. So I am going to start very soon. What's up to everybody who is watching this video? As you know, I stopped doing lives on Instagram specifically because their technology sucks right now. I mean, every time I went live, literally 2 to 3 times, my videos got deleted and were not able to be retrieved. And I don't got time for that. So one thing I do love about YouTube, hey, the technology is on point, okay? As soon as you finish streaming, it automatically saves and goes to your live stream playlist. And so for that, I am very appreciative. So y'all come on in, leave a comment, let me know where you are from, and we're just gonna get into it. And I'll catch you guys up on a lot of stuff that's been happening and where I've been, because obviously, you know, these last 2 weeks was just kind of crazy. But yeah, I also wanted to make sure that, you know, we go over today some very practical, simple, basic studio equipment. If you are an aspiring songwriter and you obviously are realizing that you can't really get into studios like you normally would because of COVID, especially depending on where you are, especially like in LA or in, you know, Florida, Atlanta, we are partially open, but, you know, everybody's still kind of very cautious. And then, you know, New York has actually gotten better. Their numbers have dropped, so that's been pretty cool. However, you know, you still want to be careful and cautious, and, you know, they're not the type to be all up on you anyway. So it's just not their thing, not their culture. So, but yeah, so last Friday, I actually did not do a live. I had my writers from the Mezzo agency. I flew them in town because we had a lot of deadlines that needed to be met from a songwriting standpoint. And we're trying to make a few projects that are currently in the works from some major artists. And it was important to me to make sure I had my team down here to take advantage of the time and to get busy and get to work. And so we literally booked out a private studio, and for 2.5 days, you know, got them in the studio. We had A room and we had a B room. And I actually was auditioning a few other writers as well to add to the roster. And so it was really, 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 really good. I mean, the records that we completed, I think they finished 8 songs in 2 days in the A room, and then the B room also finished about roughly 6 to 8 songs. So I felt like that was really good. Everybody was serious about working and just taking advantage of the time and the access. And so that was a big deal to me as well. So, but yeah, you know, we made sure that they, you know, had the best of the best, and, you know, we catered and brought the food in, and, you know, made sure that, you know, everyone could just literally stay in, locked in, and work. And then I had some of my industry friends to come by. One of my good friends, he is a producer who has produced for Gucci Mane and, oh my God, Jeezy and everybody in Atlanta pretty much. And so he came by and gave some inspiring words. Shout out to Fat Boy. And then one of my guys who works with Island Prolific / Atlantic, Keith KD, he came by and brought one of his writers. And that's the great thing about networking with other executives, is that we get to, like, you know, join in on their sessions or invite them to our sessions and stuff like that. And so it was just a really good look to be able to create an opportunity for my writers, as well as have them meet other writers that are in the city that they can start networking with, and, you know, just really seeing how the chemistry can pop off. Because, you know, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So we literally worked all day Thursday, all day Friday, and I wanted to go live. We were able to have our staff meeting on Thursday, but going live I think around that time, around 8, they had already been like in the vibe, in the flow, and I didn't want to interrupt that, but I needed to be there and, you know, help them along the process and just make sure that they were straight. They had everything, you know, we were working on a few different records. I actually had them go back and change and add a verse, switch the second verse around. And so it was just really hard. As much as I wanted to get on live, it was hard for me to just stop what I was doing to do that. So our next writing retreat, we're probably going to do later this year. I'll be able to get more writers down here. And I'm still auditioning more writers to join the team. Definitely looking for some good female writers because I have a lot of guys. Excuse me. And, you know, just looking for women who have their own independent setups, can work fast. They know how to engineer their own sessions and, you know, and just really turn around stuff quickly, but it's still quality, you know? And so I got a few more females that I need to check out, women songwriters that I need to, you know, take some time over the weekend and listen to and really vibe out to see, you know, who I'm going to bring on because, you know, we just need some feminine energy around, you know, mezzo. So, but yeah, on top of that, my birthday is this coming Tuesday on the 21st. And so I've been preparing for that, just kind of making plans on, you know, what I'm going to actually do. And, you know, I had a few business meetings and stuff that I had to take last week and this week. So it's just been nonstop. And I'm not going to lie, I was going to cancel this live, but I was like, no, it's been 2 weeks. I cannot do another week, you know, missing y'all and tapping in and just, you know, really taking advantage of, you know, answering y'all's questions. And because that's what I'm here for, right? Like, I'm not here just to be like saying I'm gonna be on live and then don't show up. We're not doing that. So if I make a commitment that I'm gonna be on live, you know, I'm big on integrity and I definitely want to make sure, you know, I stick to my word. So, all right. So we got some cancers in the building. Okay, Tatiana Johnson. Hey. My birthday is Monday. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday, boo. My birthday is on Tuesday. Shout out to Tatiana. Y'all wish her a happy birthday. Hey, Hattie, thank you so much for joining and being such a loyal supporter. Hi, Latrina. Michael Kaysen from Long Island, New York. Okay, Tatiana said she got a song coming out too. Okay, girl, you dropping a song on your birthday. That's lit. Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all tune in and let me know where y'all are from. You know, I like to know where I'm getting a lot of views from. Kevin Wendell Jones, mine was on the first. Okay, Cancer, we got a lot of Cancers. Okay, that's 3 Cancers. Okay, I know everybody about to flood me and say, I'm a Scorpio, I'm an Aquarius, I'm a Virgo. So go on and get your shine on. You know, whatever your sign is, go on and let us know. We represent all the zodiacs. I love astrology, so I'm a big supporter of you representing your personality. Okay. And then I'm about to hop into equipment because I think we got the Sages in the building. Okay. We're about to hop into some basic studio equipment. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I have not been to Guitar Center in a very long time. Okay. So this is not one of those videos where I'm just going to like sell you on all these products and stuff like some of these bloggers do. It's not that type of video. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you. I really just want you guys to understand just how simplistic your setup needs to be in order for you to get quality songs done. Okay. I think the most investment that you will have to make is in the actual software that you'll be using to record your vocals. But by all means, you know what I'm saying, a lot of my equipment is not expensive at all. So get your pen and pads out if you, or you just want to watch this over once it goes live. I'm just going to give you a basic setup of what I have in my home studio that I use just to kind of get quick demos out to make sure that they are, you know, of quality sound. And And I want you guys to try it. Make sure you get the equipment, make sure you have your setup that you need. I will say, from a lighting standpoint, I do have my ring light on, so that's why it's very bright in here, because the sun's going down. It's like after 8. So that outside of my studio equipment is all that I have. That is, not studio equipment. But obviously I vlog on YouTube, so I definitely need good lighting. And so when I'm recording, when I'm doing interviews, I spoke to like Usher's New Look Foundation today. I did some interviews with the kids that are part of his program. And I talked about the Labz, which is our technology, our music tech platform that just launched 2.0. I'm so excited about that. Yay. And so I had to have my light on. Even though it was daytime, I still wanted to kind of like make sure that I could be visibly seen, and that it just didn't have a shadow or something on it. Because when you're in the house and all your lights are not on, sometimes the lighting is just not the best, and even the house lights from the ceiling fan is not the best. So I do have a ring light, but outside of that, like, everything else is just studio equipment. Okay. So I'm going to dive into it. I don't want to hold you guys too long. It is Fridays, 8 p.m. This is our time. But at the same time, I want to hop into y'all's questions after I finish kind of talking to you about what I have in my studio. Okay. Disclaimer. Once I do move and get my house, I am going to have a full-fledged high-tech studio, okay? But we're not there right now. We are still building, and we are still, just working to get to that point. I'm possibly most likely going to be moving next year, but into a home. But this can be done anywhere. Like, this is in my bedroom, okay? So even if I didn't have a basement with a big studio and all that stuff, like, I still could have this set up in my bedroom, even if I'm at a new house. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is my headphones. So I have these. These are like ride or dies. Good Sony high quality headphones. I paid $99 for these over at Guitar Center. I have been having these for a long time. This is actually my 3rd pair, but I've tried all of the other big headphones with all of the other new technology. Some of them sound really muffled to me. And out of all the ones that I've tried and had to take back, I've always ended up with these solid Sonys. And these are the Sony MDR's 7506 professional headphones. I have had to change my padding. So sometimes, you can go on Amazon and order new padding, or, just buy some new headphones if you don't want to order the new padding. But the only thing I would say that's wear and tear, and like I said, this is my 3rd pair since I've been in the last 20 years. Okay, this is my 3rd pair. But these are consistently, to me, the best demo headphones for a home studio. Just for a songwriter. I'm not saying producer. I know y'all use probably different type of headphones and stuff when you're doing your mixing and all that stuff, trying to get your track to sound high quality. But for demos, okay, the MDR 7506, you can get this at Guitar Center, okay? Or you can order it on Amazon, okay? The next thing is my mic stand. I have an old school, hard, sturdy mic stand. The reason why I like the hard, sturdy mic stands is because, for one, sometimes you're having to adjust them and you want them to be very durable. In addition to that, when you're moving and traveling, you want your mic stand to be very heavy and just durable to withstand your moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've probably been having this mic stand, oh my God, for about 15, maybe 10, 15 years. I used to have a mic stand that was smaller and just thinner, but it just got too flimsy. And I think one day we were moving and it broke. And so I just highly recommend something that's really thick on the base. And it also is really good for like panning down. So it has a handle. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has like a little handle where I can move the mic up and down like that. Okay. And I'm able to really like adjust it to size, because sometimes I like to sit down when I'm recording, and sometimes I like to stand up. So I can actually twist this and, take it all the way up while I'm standing up, depending on, how hard I got to sing. And then I also can adjust with this handle right here how close I want it to my mic. All right. This mic stand probably cost me like $129. You may can get it on sale like $89. But definitely you want something durable that can withstand whatever it is that you got to do. If you got to move, if you got to bring the studio to somebody else's house, you just never know what happens. If you want to move it around a different area in the house, you want it to be durable and you want it to be really heavy. So, well, not heavy, not too heavy where you can't carry it and, you break a toe or something like that. But you just want it to be durable enough to where it can kind of withstand a few things and you can keep it for a while. Okay, so my popper stopper. Don't laugh at my popper stopper, but it got a little hole in it. I just got the blue eyeball, but I left it at a producer friend's house. So I'm going to be replacing my blue eyeball, my popper stopper now with the blue eyeball. I love the blue eyeball because, and I can't remember the name of it, but let me just give y'all the name so y'all can actually know what it's called. Oh, y'all, August Alsina album is jamming. Okay, so it's called the Chaotica Eyeball Mic Filter, okay? And I'm pretty sure you can find a video on YouTube of how it actually works. But what I have tried, and the reason why I like it so much is because it really makes your sound when you're singing into it, when your vocals are singing into it, it literally makes it feel like you're in like a well-insulated studio. So you don't have to worry about popping, you don't have to worry about echoes, you don't have to worry about any of that. And even though I have a popper stopper now on this one because I haven't switched it out yet, but sometimes just even in a bedroom, if the walls are not really insulated, well, you will get a little feedback from when you're singing. And so even at nighttime, like sometimes if I'm trying to demo a record and I can't really sing super loud, just having that eyeball to me, from what, I tried when I had it set up at my friend's house, I was like, man, this is amazing. So I don't have it yet, but you will see me with my eyeball. I'll definitely take pictures when I bring it and have it on here on my mic. Really excited about that. So if y'all have any questions about, oh yeah, somebody said definitely invest in quality equipment. Good stuff. Thank you. So a popper stopper, really inexpensive. You can find these anywhere if you can't afford the eyeball. Popper stoppers are important because it catches your spit. You don't want spit on your mic. It also catches your P's and your STs and all that stuff, just to make sure that it doesn't bleed too much in your track. And so, of course, there are other plugins and stuff you can add on your vocals to also limit that type of, friction that could be causing there when you're doing a P, when you're singing a P or a B. But basically it just kind of lessens the attack. So it's not just super like, and you know what I'm saying? So some people sing hard. Some people know how to use their voice to where it doesn't even come across that way. But the popper stopper is there to help you and, of course, catch all germs and stuff like that. If your popper stopper is being sung on by more than yourself, please make sure you sterilize it, but sterilize it anyway, especially right now with COVID and stuff. Like, you need to have some Lysol and, just once a week or so, if you've been working, go ahead and sterilize before you get back on the mic, because you just don't want, the transmission of germs and stuff to be infecting you should you have a bad day and you just all germed up. All right. My next thing is my microphone. Now, some people may be like, girl, that microphone is old. But let me tell you, once I like something and once I'm good on the quality of it, I stick with it, okay? And the type of microphone that I have is an AKG C3000, okay? All right. I've had this mic for a very long time. It has not let me down. I'll tell you guys a funny story. So one time I had a deadline on a song and I was trying to get it to my publisher as soon as possible. Like, I had to literally turn it in within like 2 to 3 hours. And I was so pressed on trying to get this song done that when I literally turned my mic around, I had no idea that it had literally flipped on me, right? So I'm in there just like going in and I'm like, dang, something don't sound right. And I'm like, man, why do my vocals sound muffled? This is the devil, like I'm up here trying to finish this song, and I cannot finish because my vocals are not sounding right. So I'm frustrated and everything, y'all. I had finished literally the whole song, and I was like, well, let me just add a few tweaks. I'll add a plug-in or so, maybe some compression, maybe an EQ to kind of open my vocals up, and maybe that will help because maybe something's wrong with my mic. I might need to get a new mic. Y'all, come to find out, I had the microphone turned the wrong way. Yeah, it was a little embarrassing moment for me. I called a producer that I did the song with, and I was like, I don't know why my mic is sounding like this. My vocals just sound so muffled. And he was like, maybe you're singing into the wrong side, after asking a few questions. And I was like, no, this is right. This is right. I have a compressor on it. I have an EQ set, but I just don't know why it's not sounding good. And then that was his last suggestion was like, is your mic turned around? Is it turned around the right way? And y'all, it was not turned around the right way. Okay. So I was very embarrassed. So just make sure that when you have it in your mic stand, make sure that, it is turned around the right way. And how do you know it's turned around the right way? Because it will have the branding in front. So you see that it says AKG, and then at the bottom it says C3000B. Okay. This is a very good mic. Somebody else said, yo, that's my mic. I had mine for years also. Exactly. So it doesn't, y'all, let me just look this up right now. AKG C3000. This mic ran me right now on Harman Audio. It's going for $279. Okay. And you could possibly find it for cheaper on Amazon. You know how Amazon has like all of those different, different vendors there, dealers that, could, may have it for cheaper, but it has great reviews. I'm literally looking at the reviews right now. It's a 4.8 review, like damn near 5 stars. Okay. You can usually get it, like I said, for $279 or right at $200, so make the investment. Okay. So you got you have, a mic stand that's durable, probably cost me like $80 to $120. Of course, a popper stopper can range between $20 and like $30, just depending on how much, you want to pay. The blue eyeball, let me see, is y'all the price on that real quick. Here we go. What is this thing called? $372 for your Chaotica microphone accessory eyeball, and that's on eBay. So the price can range, but this is like, it's like a mobile studio for you, right? Worth the investment. Okay. So yeah, it's called Chaotica. Kaotica. And I'll add links in the bottom of the description just so y'all will have it. Okay. But yeah, the Chaotica microphone accessory eyeball. Okay, so you can get that. That's $279. Your mic stand, is not going to be any more than $80 to $120, something durable. Your AKG C3000, AKG C3000 mic between $200 and $279, right? And, like I said, a popper stopper, $19, $20, maybe range up to $25, just depending on how much you can find it for. Because I'm pretty sure on Amazon, like I always go there first before I go into a physical store because I may be able to find it for cheap, Okay, so now that we got like all of the vocal equipment out the way, I'm going to talk to you about my studio, my head. Well, we talked about headphones already. I'll talk to you about my speakers. So I love KRKs. I've been a big fan of KRKs for a very long time because I've heard engineers mix on KRKs as well, mix some great records on KRKs. And I just love the sound quality. I love that I can hear like all of the drums from like the 808s. I can hear the kicks really well. I can hear like the snares and like any of the other percussion sounds that producers use when they're making tracks. And I may have said that wrong, but I'm not a producer. I'm a songwriter. So I just like to be able to hear the beat clearly so that it moves me and I'm able to write the song. But so I have some V8s. I'm going to turn my computer so y'all can kind of see my setup over here. So those are my V8s outside of that's my to-do list up there. And these are my files. Let me move this out the way because this looks a little junky. That's like mezzo work. But anyway, so these are my babies, okay? These are V8s, KRKs. I have a few papers and documents I'm trying to get through, so pardon me. But yeah, I've been having these for a long time. This is my second pair. I purchased these from, I think I got them from Guitar Center. I had another pair that I actually purchased from one of my producer guy friends. But they're not that big. Like if I stand next to it in size, they're pretty small to where you can actually like pick it up, but they are very heavy. So I have them on the side of my table so that they could actually stay untouched because you don't want to have to carry and move them around a lot. So if you do get some KRKs, like just make sure that you put them in a stable place. Most people have speaker stands and stuff like that, but you know, I'm in my bedroom, so I have to like work with the room that I have. But I've been having the KRKs for a very long time. When I am listening back to my songs, I have my KRKs actually plugged into my Focusrite, which I'm about to show y'all so that I can hear everything clearly. And when I'm doing like a really like fresh but very easy mix, like because I'm not like an engineer by far, I just know how to make things sound like a good rough mix to where it's quality enough for me to be able to present. Okay. And so when I usually do that, I listen back to them into that mix very low. Like I may listen to it probably in my headphones, probably about between 12 to like 18 decibels in my ear to really be able to hear everything. If I can hear my vocals and they're not overpowering my music, if I can hear my harmonies and they're not overpowering my lead vocals, they fit, just right to where they're a little bit low, but they still have presence. If I can hear all of the instruments that are in the original track that I imported into Pro Tools, and when it's playing all at the same time, everything sounds balanced, that is my sign that it's a good enough mix. Now, of course, sometimes if it's like very, very important records and I just need to have, another ear to listen, then I do have engineer friends that I can just send it to, add a little mix on it. And I just, shoot them some money, go ahead and fix it up for me, add a little EQ, do whatever they do to create all the magic. I love engineers, by the way. So, but when I'm trying to demo something and I'm just trying to give another songwriter an idea, or I'm trying to send it to an executive for an idea, I'm able to do that and demo it using my V8 KRKs. I do a little minor mixing on those. Okay. Let me see. Somebody say, enjoy your vids. Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying to stay consistent as usual. Will you be doing some vocal recordings in the future live? I don't know. A lot of times, because I'm an established songwriter, it's kind of hard for us to do stuff live because a lot of the record labels and the publishers do not want us to showcase music that we're working on because it could possibly get placed for a major artist, and they don't want that. They don't want the beginning process to be out there because people can, listen to the ideas and hear it. Other artists can hear it, and then it's not fresh anymore if I'm doing it live. So maybe some of my personal stuff, but anything that I'm doing for actual placement, we really usually don't do that live. Just because they're so top secret on what's new and what's coming out and what they want people to be exposed to. And then obviously, they want their artists to be the first one to expose the world and their fans to that particular song if it gets placed. So we just kind of always been taught to just be very confidential about the songs and stuff that we do behind the scenes. But who knows? I mean, I may be working on some fun stuff. I recently did a record with my homeboy J Dash called Blowing It. And we actually presented it in the Labz 2.0 today with Usher's New Look Foundation. And so we used that song just as an example of how we were able to create in the Labz, because J Dash is in Texas. And, you know, obviously I'm in Atlanta. So it was really cool because, you know, the Labz allows you to create and collaborate in one workspace without being in the same room. And so we have video in there, video chat in there, comments, tracking, you know, split suggestions. You have your lyric pad. He can upload his audio. I can comment on the audio. We can chat back and forth. So it was just like that whole experience was great. And maybe I can just kind of give y'all, you know, maybe I can play it now and just kind of give a preview of what it sounds like. I don't know how music sounds on my laptop playing it back to y'all, but I'll play that. So let me get through the video first, though, because I want to make sure I go through equipment and stuff. Okay. All right. So, and I'll come back. So let me take these out real quick because I'm not gonna be able to bring it around. Okay. All right. So I had to take these my outputs out, but basically this is where my vocal processing goes through. This is a Focusrite. And again, I'll put the links in my bio for all the equipment, okay? But this is similar to an inbox. If you've ever heard of an inbox, this is similar. It's like the same exact thing. It's just like a little mini controller where I can plug up my mic right here and I can control the actual volume. And then these are my monitors for my speakers. And I just unplugged them because I'm not able to bring it around. And then this is where my headphone goes. So basically I plug all of this in. And once I turn everything on and I'm ready to start recording, my mic is already plugged in here. And so then I open my Pro Tools console. This part is the back end, right? And so this is where not only your speakers go, but your USB that connects it to your computer so that Pro Tools can recognize when you're singing through your mic, it actually processes and goes through to the software. Okay, so it's really neat. Let me see, tell y'all how much this costs. Focusrite. Scarlett. Okay, so I literally spent $159 for this. It's a USB audio interface, okay? And I got this at Guitar Center, all right? Some places online, they sell it for a little bit more because you get like headphones and a mic that comes with it. That's great too. But if you are trying to just have something straight to the point, you can also get the Generation 3. I have the Scarlett 20. You know what? I think I have the one for $109. So this is even better. So mine is actually a little bit cheaper, about $100, which is great. But they have another one that looks like it's fairly new, and it has another module on here that mine is actually missing. So just check it out. It's not expensive, guys. $159. You know, at the most, maybe $200. At the least, on the low end, $100. Like, this is not expensive equipment, okay? All right. So Focusrites are really good, okay? And then the last and most important, excuse me, got my neck all in the camera, is my MacBook. Now, I'm updating my equipment as we speak, so don't be laughing at my old school MacBook, right? But this is where I do all of my studio recording at. And this MacBook has to be some years old. It's white, y'all. Okay, little throwback, okay? The Mac that I'm recording on now, this is kind of like my day-to-day Mac that I do like all of my business on, but I'm actually about to upgrade this one and get me one that's a little bit more sleeker and thinner, and the processing speed needs to be increased, okay? I did get some more memory added about a year and a half ago. But basically this is where I put my Pro Tools. I installed my Pro Tools. The version that I have right now is I have 12. Yeah. I think my Pro Tools, I'm trying to look at the price. Yeah, I have Pro Tools 12. Now they have tutorials on using Pro Tools on YouTube, guys. I'll actually link it in there. But by far, to me, Pro Tools is the best interface for recording vocals. I have tried to use other things like Logic. Okay, I don't like Logic. It really, really thins out the vocal and makes it sound very, very flat, like the actual rough, with no plugins, with no compression on it, with no without any EQ. Because that's really all I use. I use a reverb, a EQ, and I use a compressor. And that's pretty much it. You know, I just have my own little formula to make everything sound good. And so I literally don't try to overthink the mixing process, because I don't have all those super plugins that all the engineers have at their studios. And, you know, I'm not an engineer, so that's just not my thing. But I do know a lot of songwriters, however, who are into buying all the plugins and having their computers and their software souped up. And so, shouts out to you. You know, that's great if you are one of those songwriters who can like implement all of those different plugins on your vocals. I just professionally like to use basic Pro Tools to get the job done. And I use the actual plugins that the Pro Tools 12 comes with. Like I said, there is a tutorial on YouTube on how to use the new Pro Tools 12 and what the new features are and stuff like that. And I also put that in the bio as well. I mean, in the description as well. But yes, I personally don't like Logic to record vocals. I love Logic when I'm seeing guys, producers, even if you're a girl and you're a producer, when I've seen how they actually produce tracks in Logic, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing, But when it comes down to me singing inside of Logic and then trying to like put it all together, like I just was not impressed with the sound. I didn't like how it sounded so flat vocally. So that's just my opinion. I've worked in both and I prefer to work in Pro Tools. So even if I have a producer who produces in Logic, I will let him know, like, look, send me the actual WAV file of the track, the 2-track, just bounce it down, send it to me. I don't need it track by track. Once I import it, I'll sing over it in Pro Tools, and then I will export all of my tracks, my harmonies, my lead vocals, everything that you need in WAV files, and you can just import them in and snap them into, the timer to where, snap into place. And then from there, they can do whatever. They can mix it and everything and do whatever they need to do to make it sound good. But I personally like to sing in Pro Tools. The interface has always been very sleek. I love the quick keys because I flick back and forth on my keyboard, which makes the process even easier and quicker for me trying to get through the song. Okay. So definitely install Pro Tools 12. Hold on. Definitely install Pro Tools 12 on your laptop. Make sure that your laptop has a processor of at least 16 to, you need to have at least 8 to 16 in RAM. Your processing speed, you need to have like a Core 2 Duo or higher. And you just need to make sure that at the end of the day, like the Pro Tools that you have is not cracked. Like if you get a cracked Pro Tools, cool. But sometimes that stuff, because what's the name of the company? Avid has, they've gotten very big on like knowing when you got cracked, codes and cracked software. And so sometimes the things that you want to work won't if you don't necessarily have your iLock and all that stuff. So just try to go ahead and make the investment and buy, a Pro Tools renewal. You can do a license where you just like can pay like a monthly fee now, which is, I think is, pretty cool. I don't know if it'll actually make you pay more though over time. It looks like it would. So hold on just a second. Let me look at this pricing right quick, because they're talking about you can pay $60. Let me see. This is interesting. I usually just buy it full out. Yeah, I usually spend like $400 and just go ahead and buy the platform full out with the plugins. Actually, it's $600. Yeah, so you could just buy the $600 Pro Tools software, and obviously I just get it upgraded and stuff. I purchase the license, and then from there I just get them upgraded every time I have every time it prompts me. But if you haven't made the investment to get Pro Tools, it's $600. You get everything, plus you get all of the upgrades. You get signed on with Avid. Avid will notify you when stuff needs to be updated. Of course, you get warranty and all of that stuff that comes with it as well. You get software updates. You also get support if anything goes wrong, which sometimes you need help to get through everything, and they always send like bonus plugins. So it's just a really good option to, I would say it would be good to just go ahead and buy it outright instead of paying like a monthly subscription, because you're paying a month-to-month contract for about $34.99. You may end up paying like more than you actually need to. They do have a 29 1-year subscription, but I mean, are you just getting Pro Tools to use it for a year? No, you're trying to get it to use it forever. So go ahead and purchase it for the full price of $600 and make the investment, y'all. All right, so that's pretty much it. We talked about speakers. I showed you that. We talked about headphones. We talked about my Papa Stopper, and then I got my blue eyeball that'll be coming, the Chaotica eyeball that I will be adding on here soon. We talked about my AKG C3000 mic, a very durable mic stand, my Focusrite USB interface, and then of course your Mac laptop. You got to have a laptop. If you're not using Mac, that's cool, but I highly recommend Mac products, Apple products for running studio equipment. And I'm gonna upgrade my laptop, so don't be making fun of me. And then my Pro Tools 12, definitely want to get that, and it's like only $699. I mean, come on. Well, $599, I'm sorry. $600. So make the investment, guys. I will add the links at the bottom of my video. But that's pretty much it. Like, in order for me to get out a good demo, as you can see, my equipment is just not all that super fancy. It's a home studio. It gets the job done. I don't have a huge control board. Nobody uses those anymore. So, I mean, not knocking anybody who does have one, but you just don't need all of that in order to get the job done. That's the great thing about technology. That's the great thing about where we are now, just in the industry as a whole and as a music culture. It just doesn't take much to really get good quality. In addition to that, please, 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 please log on to thelabz.com. Okay. Look at our new website. We actually went through it and made all of the features to be super, super robust, not just for music creators, but even filmmakers and film producers who actually write scripts and everything. So that's why it has a video component in there. But the video component also allows you to be able to have live conferencing within the Labz. So let's say, for instance, I'm collaborating with one of you. We can actually see each other and visually go over the song that's inside of our project, and then that video saves as a part of the session. So you have all of your audio, your vocals, your lyric pad, it gives you your split suggestions at the end of the song when you upload the final version. So we're doing a lot of going back and forth from Pro Tools to the Labz, dragging and dropping in audio. But all of our work is protected. It's securely stored by blockchain. And it is by far the most beautiful, beautiful interface that I have seen in a very long time. So shout out to Farrah Allen. She is the CEO, Black woman CEO of the Labz. I'm the CMO, so I handle a lot of the brand ambassador and marketing and stuff, and just strategy on how we're actually going to get this platform out. But I hope you guys sign up for it. The spelling of it is TheLabz.com, the Labz. And definitely sign up. We just launched 2.0, so you'll get a chance to see a lot of new features and interfaces. And if you guys have any questions, just always DM me or something and let me know, or you can email us at info@thelabz.com. And again, the Labz is TheLabz.com. All right. So now we're going to hop into questions. Let me go down this list. I like Logic Pro. Great. Do you play any instruments? No, I don't. And, one of my biggest regrets is not learning how to play the piano. My mom would always tell me, like, you really should learn how to play the piano because, you're trying to be in music. And when I was younger and I just thought playing the piano was so corny, I was like, no, I'm not sitting there playing the piano. Boop, 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 boop. I'm not doing it. And so, yeah, one of my regrets. I wish, and it's not too late for me to learn, but I don't have the time and the patience at this point in my life. So I don't think I'll be learning how to play the piano, but I recommend I recommend anybody who knows, how to play the piano to definitely use that as a part of your production. Now, when I was in elementary, I did play the clarinet and I learned how to read music. So that to me was the best investment alone, because while I didn't learn how to play the piano, I knew the difference between a quarter note and an eighth note and a whole note, right? So if I ever were to look at a composition sheet, I would actually be able to know how many counts, the beats per measure, all of that stuff. I'm familiar with that. But as far as actually playing, a clarinet, a piano, a keyboard, drums, anything like that, and just really can go in the studio and make something happen, no. And to be honest, I haven't played the clarinet in so long, since elementary. So I don't even know if I would even remember anything. So kind of out of sight, out of mind. But I never will forget how to read sheet music. I think that to me was very important to learn. And I think everyone should learn how to read sheet music, because it at least gives you guidance on, if you know the notes and if you know how long you're supposed to hold the notes based on what note you're looking at. Is it a quarter note? Is it a whole note? Is it an eighth note? You just kind of know how to navigate through the song. And it even works for me now when I'm working with some of my attorney partners and we're going through copyright infringement cases and stuff. And we have to read sheet music along with the musicologist to compare, where the copyright infringement was done. And because I'm like usually the one that knows how to read the sheet music, I'm kind of making a comparison, like, no, see, this is exactly what happened right here. And this is why we should be filing this lawsuit, or this is why, the musicologist needs to reread this report because this is what I caught. You see what I'm saying? So sheet music, learning how to read sheet music is very, very important, I think, to any music creator, whether you are a songwriter and don't play any instruments, or whether you are a producer, and you're composing your music as well. Also, as a producer, if you know how to do sheet music, then you can compose your own songs. And that way, if you have a band or somebody that's playing along with you and you're trying to create their sheet music for them to play, if they're going to be playing on stage with you or they're going to be recording something for you, if you know how to create sheet music and you know where the notes are supposed to be on the scale, in addition to, how long the counts are, then, they really have all the guidance. That is their map to be able to finish the song using the chords and the key and the beat per measure and, how long they're supposed to hold, those different notes for. So just think it's a great thing. Everybody should know how to read sheet music. Any suggestions on vocal effects when your vocals aren't that good? I do have auto-tune. I'm not mad at auto-tune. Download and Terrace auto-tune, get it installed. Let's see how much auto-tune is. You can get auto-tune Pro. They got auto-tune for Fruity Loops if you have the studio. Auto-tune Pro right now, they have like 6 easy monthly payments. But overall, the actual plugin itself is about $400, but you can finance it and pay, I think between $17 to $20 a month if that's something that you want to do. But yeah, they have so many different auto-tune features. They have auto-tune FX, that's a version, a Harmony Engine EVO. So, I would say stick with the main auto-tune, which is FX, them, if I'm not mistaken, the one that I use. Let's see. It may be. Oh, this stuff looks so different. No, I think mine is EVO. No, it's FX. It's FX. It just looks so different now. They've updated it. So yeah, mine doesn't look like this. inside of my Auto-Tune 12. But definitely, if you have to use Auto-Tune to pitch correct your songs, I don't have a problem with people using Auto-Tune as long as you're not sounding so electronically processed to where you're sounding like T-Pain, right? T-Pain don't even use as much Auto-Tune as he used to, you know? So it's just not needed and necessary. The main thing is are you using it to use it as an actual instrument, you know, because maybe that's the vibe of the song, or are you using it to make sure that the pitch is correct so that when people are listening back to the music and your vocals, you know, everything is in key, you know, because not all songwriters are the best singers. And I get that, you know, and so you want to be able to sell the song and you want to be able to, you know, create the story. So, you know, if they're listening back to your lyrics and the story sounds good, you know, that you taking them on this journey of the song and it sounds good as far as from a conceptual standpoint, but vocally and what they're hearing doesn't sound good because your notes are off. Maybe you're singing the wrong key, or, you know, it's just not matching up. That could be a problem. That could pose an issue for you. Somebody may not even want to buy the song for you. They may not even be interested because it just doesn't sound good. And so I would strongly suggest that if you are not the best vocalist, either hire a demo singer to demo your songs. Always make sure that you get with the producer to find out what key the song is in, so that when you do use, you know, Auto-Tune, you're matching the key. You should always be singing in Auto-Tune the same key of the actual track. Okay. And so I usually use like 20 to 21 for my settings. It's like a retune speed. I don't use heavy Auto-Tune. Now, there are certain songs where it just kind of, you know, it's a part of the vibe because maybe the song sounds real, you know, electronic and like vibey and stuff like that. And I may use a little bit stronger Auto-Tune, but it just really has to make sense. Every song doesn't require for you to use a heavy pitch correction. So just be very, 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 very cautious of that. Somebody said my biggest fear. Yeah. Tatiana, yes, absolutely. The biggest fear to me is to have to use so much Auto-Tune that it's just not even, I can't even really sell the song because it sounds so electronically processed. That's my biggest fear. So I just try to take that off. And if my vocals don't sound good with it, if I have Auto-Tune on it and it's not strong, it's probably like at a 2021 retune speed and the song still doesn't sound good, then maybe I just need to find another demo singer. Maybe my voice just doesn't match the song. Even though the lyrics are dope, the structure is great, you know, the concept is very clever. That doesn't all the time mean that I may be the best vocalist for it. So just be open to that. As songwriters, you cannot be attached to these songs. Okay. You have to create literally something for someone else. Okay. This is not your song. It is coming from you. The idea, the concept, the structure comes from you, but you're ultimately trying to put it in someone else's hands. So you can't be attached to the song. And you definitely can't be, you know, having the intention to want to use it for yourself if you know that someone is expecting you to deliver it to them. You know, like, don't hold on to these songs. Like, really detach yourself and just create great songs and great music. And I'm telling you, great songs always find a home. Okay. So that's my spiel on that. But I'm not against Auto-Tune. I just feel like you just have to know your limits and don't use too much of it. Otherwise, it just becomes like too much, you know, to where it's like overpowering the whole record. What's another question? So all in all, everything is about $2,000. Yes, for your studio equipment. And y'all can save up like $2,000, maybe $2,500 if you want to add a few things in there. Maybe update some of the equipment. Maybe your mic is a little bit more expensive than mine, whatever. But $2,000 to $2,500. You know, $2,000 on the low end, $2,500 on the high end. You know, just to have a home studio to demo your songs. I think it's worth the investment. And then buying the Labz, you can sign up for a free plan right now, and you can always upgrade and pay maybe like $12.99, $19.99, $59.99. They have different tiers where you can pay subscriptions depending on how much storage you need. For the Labz, I strongly suggest that if you need a lot of storage, most producers, they need a lot of storage because they have so many song files that they're creating. Go ahead and upgrade and get, a plan that will allow you to be able to pay and literally store everything there. Like that should become your new Dropbox for sharing files, receiving files. Everything should be in the Labz so that you get the most out of it. You can even upload archive files that you don't even use anymore. You just want to store them securely. Definitely, I would recommend using the Labz instead of having Dropbox over here and box.com over there and, Hightail and all these other, file sharing and file storage programs, Google Drive. You might as well just consolidate everything into one. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm literally taking my entire library and just uploading it into the Labz. When I have time, I'm uploading 3 and 4 songs at a time. And then I'm also creating projects for them. And I'm inviting those songwriters that I still am cool with, if I have relationships still with them, if I can find them. And I'm inviting them to the Labz as a way to be able to introduce the platform just from a marketing standpoint, but also, get them involved on it so that they have their ownership attached to that song as well, should anything happen, because you just never know. Okay. All right. Let's see if we have any other questions. Let's see. Nope, no questions. Okay, y'all quiet. Y'all are quiet. Thank you for my thumbs up, y'all. Let me see. Did I touch on everything? I touched on my birthday Tuesday. So y'all make sure y'all slide by my Instagram page and give me a birthday shout out. Post me in the stories or something so I can reshare. I love my tribe. I just love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being loyal and tuning in. I think that is it, guys. We are at 56 minutes. And I think that, we've had a very informative live today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare in the description, because it takes about 2 hours for the live to post on my YouTube channel. But if you don't check back tonight, check back in the morning. And you will actually be able to see all of those different links to the equipment, just so you'll have something as a reference point. If you would like to purchase, you're saving up money right now. You're just trying to get prepared to kind of set up your home studio. All right. Who has a question? It seems like questions at the top. Let's see. Oh, y'all got a lot of comments. I'm still scrolling. Hetty, I don't see a question. I see, hope your writing retreat was a blast. So excited for this live. Thank you. Oh, how I wish to be a fly on the wall. Okay, I see that. All right. That in the moment live would have been so dope just to watch. I see that. Okay, thank you. I don't see any other questions. Kadaja Brown. Okay, let's see. I recently paid singers to cover my tracks. Okay, so demos. And I feel like I wasted my money. I don't own a home studio because I don't sing. What should I do? Well, you don't have to sing to have a home studio, okay? Because you can have a home studio set up and you can just have someone teach you, or you can learn by taking a YouTube course on how to engineer your own sessions, and you can have demo singers to actually come in and sing for you while you're actually engineering and putting together the song. You yourself know how you want the song to sound, so that's why I think it's very important to know what you want. And if you've paid these singers to cover your tracks and you feel like you wasted your money, I'm assuming that you didn't like the way they did them. So you have to then turn into, okay, what is it that I didn't like about the songs? What could be better? What do we need to go back in and change? Was it their notes? Were they just not good singers? Did they do too much? Did they even listen to the direction you were trying to go? All of that needs to be you need to ask yourself those questions and assess what is wrong with the song to make you feel like you wasted your money. Because at the end of the day, if you're making an investment into your song, you're spending money on it, you definitely need it to come out the way you would like. But you also have to know what you want. So are you good at vocal producing? Did you actually vocal produce the song, vocal produce the record in a way that, and they just weren't able to fulfill it because maybe they're not the best singer? Or did you not know how to vocal produce a song and they did their own thing and you don't like what they did? So you have to assess What is it that you don't like about the song that makes you feel like you wasted the money, wasted your money? Was it their performance? Was it their delivery? Or is it just that you're still trying to, wrap your mind around vocal producing? Because a lot of people can write songs, but can't vocal produce. And that's important. Vocal production is very, very important. I have people who may send me songs and they've already written it, but they can't vocal produce. And I'll go back and, help them understand how to actually, move this, change this, add some harmonies here. They need to pronounce their words here. This needs to actually come down instead of going up, because you're about to transition into another part of the song. Maybe they did too many ad libs right here. Like, all of that is usually what I'm teaching people. Or if I'm in the studio with a songwriter and we're trying to produce their vocals, that's how I'm walking them through the process, step by step, saying, change this, add this, do that again, try that again, one more time, And so that's a part of vocal production. Okay. So really, really see, assess what the issues were. I'm a writer who doesn't sing, so it doesn't make sense for me to own a home studio. Yes, it does. It does. I just send my tracks to others, but I'm unhappy with the results. And that's why, because you need to really get familiar with what you want. You can pay demo singers all day, but you can pay them and at least give them guidance so that you're just not paying them and they're doing their own thing to it. You need to know how to run your own sessions so that you can get the results that you want. If you're in the studio with them, or if they're at your home studio, or maybe you have it set up in the living room, or, somewhere where you can actually be with them, or at their studio, at their house where they're recording, and you can actually sit with them and say, actually, I was hearing it this way, instead of that way, and you may not be the best singer, but you can at least give them the idea and they can do their own thing to it until it becomes, something that you actually like. So I really think you should make the investment. Let's see. To email you, would that be through the Labz? To email me, guys, you can email me at latrellmusic@gmail.com if it's anything concerning a consultation. You are wanting to, book some time, get a music critique. If you want me to join you on a Zoom session or a Labz session now, because we can do the same thing in the Labz. I also help with vocal producing and co-writing on the spot in sessions. The price is a little, steep, but it does give you 4 to 5 hours in the studio with me virtually. And so we're able to, or remotely rather, and we're able to collaborate. And I can kind of walk you through the songwriting process if we are collaborating on a song. So you can email me for anything related to that. That's completely fine. If you are looking for your song to be, you have a clearance that needs to be, you have a license that needs to be, that you need to get cleared for a song. You're looking for royalties that need to, that you possibly may have out there that need to be collected. Or you're trying to get your songs registered properly, email me at the Mezzo Agency, and that email is Tami, Tami, @mezzoagency.com. Okay. Did you share about mic shields, electronic reflection filter? Nope, I didn't. But I did talk about my popper stopper, and I did talk about the Chaotica eyeball, which gives you the whole studio sound that sounds really insulated, so you don't necessarily have too much feedback. Do you normally travel with your equipment to preserve your sound? You know what? I have not traveled with my equipment in probably over 3 years. For one, my mic stand is a little bit heavier. I don't like to really bring it on the road with me or on a flight or anything like that. But you can get a smaller traveler's mic stand. Like, I could get one, and that will probably prompt me to travel more. But the good thing is, yes, all of my equipment can be literally loaded in my luggage, and I can take it with me and travel. So if I'm headed to, vacation and I just want to have all of my equipment with me, I won't definitely have my speakers, obviously, because they're pretty big and heavy. But I got my headphones and I got my mic and have a smaller mic stand, have my Focusrite and my laptop with my software on it. I'm good to go. So I think, that is great to have as an option to be able to travel with your equipment, right? Rehearse with them before recording is a big thing to do. That is a good suggestion, Tatiana. I think I pronounced it right, Tatiana Johnson. You definitely want to get with the the demo singers if you're gonna vocal produce them, or if you're not gonna vocal produce them, and you want to go over the song and rehearse it. That's a great suggestion, just to make sure that it's up to your liking before you send it over to them and before they start recording it, so you can have some satisfactory results. All right. I think that's pretty much it, y'all. We have hit the 1 hour mark. So I'm going to wrap up with saying thank you again so much for joining and tuning in to this live. I am going to, like I said, add all the links for my equipment. Very simple, straight to the point, home studio equipment. I'll add the links at the bottom of this video once it processes and adds to my page. Make sure that if you have not joined, please go to TamiLatrella.com and join my actual writer's block club. I'll just paste the link in here. We have so much popping in the Facebook group, okay? Everybody is always asking questions, and there's so many people that are engaged and interacting with each other and supporting each other. So I just freaking love it, but I'm gonna post the actual link in here. And you guys can click that link and it'll take you to join my writer's block club. And you can put in your email address. It's going to send you a welcome email with all these great codes and stuff if this is your first time tuning in. But you basically get VIP membership to my list. You get a lot of information that I've uploaded into the private portal. You have to have the password. You'll get the password once you join to be able to access that information. There's a starter kit in there. I also have a course that I just launched that I'm so excited about. It's under the businessofsongwriting.com, and I'll be adding more courses here. I have another big course that's coming up that I can't wait to share with y'all. But if you go to the businessofsongwriting.com, my first course is just basics on how to fill out a split sheet. A lot of people would download them from my site, but still don't know how to fill it out, or still get confused and don't know which ones to use. So I literally take you step by step on how to fill out the split sheet, depending on which one it is that you choose. I go through 3 different ones. They're all fillable, so you can actually fill them out online. You don't necessarily have to print it out. And you can email it to the other writers and have them fill it out and send it back to you so that it all is saved on one file. Okay, so definitely, if you have any questions about filling it out and you're confused and you just need some guidance, the course is not that expensive. It's very reasonably priced. Take the course, dive into it. You get all 3 of those split sheets, and then you get to choose from there which one you want to use, and you can use them electronically. All right. So that's it for me. I will be sending out a newsletter as well on Monday that'll recap everything that we talked about, as well as everything that happened this past week with our writers retreat. I can't wait to, give y'all some behind the scenes, and I have a video recap coming up as well. I've been nonstop busy, but this is my platform, and I love each and every one of you for supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So y'all have a good weekend, good night, and I will see you guys back here on YouTube next Friday. Please make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you can receive notifications whenever I go online. All right, love y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace.